In a previous video, I spoke about how we didn't have certain issues to deal with in this particular country concerning walking out of a movie theater and being blown up, or having to be concerned about hearing bombs down the street. If we look at our media and what the people in our media are saying, they are saying that that time has passed and that we're in a new state, we're in a new age. If we look at what happened during the Bush era, where they were talking about Afghanistan and how we had troops over there because we didn't want the problem to come over here, we wanted the problem to stay over there. And everything today suggests that the problem is over here. The problem's over here in large part because there are several factions within this country who are interested in bringing some sort of destruction upon the country. The faction one being those that are homegrown terrorists, and then you have those who are exported from another country in terms of immigrants who are potential terrorists. And then, of course, we have those people who are from another country who find their way over here to be able to engage in terrorist activity. Well, what does this have to do with natural disasters? Just think about it. One of the things that I've communicated, and if you go to the website, thepointmansguide.com, what you'll find is that we have alarm systems for the community. If we were dealing with a situation in Boston where people heard all the noise throughout the night of the gunfire that took place and the bombs exploding between this young man and the FBI and local law enforcement, they would have awakened, been on the lookout, and had they seen the young man moving throughout their neighborhood, they could have sounded an alarm to alert the community that there was someone who was a strange individual that was in the neighborhood and would have saved potentially all of those families from being shook down by having the police go through their homes, which was what would be viewed by people who are constitutionalists, an invasion of privacy. And of course, there are many things that we can say as to how this could have been done. And on Facebook, they're referring to the whole event as a false flag. For those of you who don't know what a false flag is, it's a staged event to bring about a certain reaction throughout the community, regarding the people. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the reality of it is that we can't change the fact that if it was, that it was. But the people would have at least been in a better situation, and another excuse would have had to have been made had this young man been identified as someone who was in their community. Or are we so asleep as American people that we can hear gunfire, something that we don't hear very often, bombs exploding down the street, and not be in a situation where we even bother to get up, to look out the window, to find out what's going on? If you're that asleep, then you are asleep. If you aren't watching television, if you aren't listening to others telling you about the state of where the country is, if you aren't listening to others telling you about the coming natural disasters, and a major reason why I focus on the natural disasters is because the event of the bomb is a small event in comparison to a hurricane coming through your community, or a tornado coming through your community, or earthquakes coming into your community, or heat waves coming through your community, and ice waves coming through your community. The devastation numbers on that are going to be far greater than someone blowing up a bomb down the street. And yet, you still need to be on alert and to look out for that particular type of activity as well. What we have to understand is that we are in times that we are either going to prepare for, or that we're going to suffer the consequences for not preparing. America has not been a country where citizens have been walking around with one leg unless they've come back from war as a rule of thumb. Now we have several people in Boston who are recent amputees from a bomb. And yet, that is such a small matter in comparison to the natural disasters that are going to affect us. Think of it this way. If you're prepared for the natural disasters, then you're going to also be better prepared for the events that transpire that are not natural disasters, such as the mobilization of the community until the community is to be immobilized. I won't go into that immobilization at this specific point in time, but there are reasons why people would want to leave specific communities. Take New Orleans, for example. With all the wonderful work that has been done there to protect against storm surges, they have built a bowl that when it is filled with water, the question will be, will the water be able to be flushed out as quickly as it comes in, with debris potentially going down into the system that will be flushing the water out? That's one that's left to be seen. The question is whether or not you want to be the one that sees it. Or should you simply understand that New Orleans is a great place to visit, but it's not a place that you're looking to live? You have to make that decision. But you can serve yourself in the best possible way if you begin to gain knowledge as to what you need to do to get yourself together. I could scream at you. I know how to scream. But what's important is that you get information that's going to help you. Because without this information that's going to help you, you're going to pay the price. So this message is for those who don't want to pay the price. It's been a pleasure coming to you in this video. Think about the things that I've said. Look at it several times if you need to. But understand, we're in a different time. And we need to begin to prepare. You need to begin to prepare. Have a great day.